This.
I suppose I can use this as a quick test.
Oh yeah. That's cheap, that is, bud.
Hello?
You not hear me, mate?
No, I'm just sort of. I sound a bit quiet when.
Ah, it might be because my mic's over here, mate.
No, I sounded a bit quiet when I heard it back, but
Alright, do I sound right, do I?
yeah, you sounded. I'm all right now.
I am
It was
hot.
just my mic was a bit further away.
Heating on, bud. Further away now, I can't annoy you. Not sure how much I like that. She's so smug. Just move the living room around a bit. And she's further away now. So I can't annoy her. It's very annoying for me. Makes me upset. I can annoy people. 2 seconds, mate. I'll just get rid of this jacket. Oh, hot.
I was debating whether to put mine on or not. I must admit, I've got it in arm range, so I can put it on if I get a bit chilly.
You're a little bit different, aren't you? You're under the ground almost, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, in the ground, should I say. Right, let me just edit the video.
Wait. Look on my face for a minute.
Whereabouts?
Just am I pink?
Yeah, why are you pink?
Wait, it's because of your. I've got the pictures up. I've got the slides up,
Oh, right, yeah, and they're pink, aren't they?
and they're pink. I'll make sure I won't look at them too much then.
Can't remember whose kit I went with, actually. Salmon Pit. Leicester? Leicester away? Might be Leicester away, mate. Living Coral, I think it's called. Right.
Everton.
Everton away, is it?
Leicester's more of a hot pink.
Oh, yeah, no, it'll be Everton away then. Has it got, like, blue collar?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Everton.
It's the first one I haven't got.
I think it is, to be fair. Alright, okay, I think it is up and running, isn't it?
I'm all good.
I've got a feeling I've messed up the title one. Oh, I have one. Yeah, I've messed up one of them before. Let's quickly edit that. Yo, Jakey, what's up? What is up?
How's it
What's
going?
going
Flawless as well.
down in crazy town? Got flawless as well.
Yeah, flawless as well.
Flawless victory. How's it going, flawless? Welcome to the stream, dude. Okay, so let's get crackerjacking it because we're a little bit behind time because I was hungry and made me some lovely food. Breaded chicken with pasta with a carbonara sauce. It was fit.
Take your word for it.
Not as fit as that now, but... You make me purr like a pussycat. Whole world knows now as well. Don't say it.
Yeah, I'm all good for
Don't
us.
say it.
Chewy's a bit excited by the sounds of things.
Yeah, I'm, well, you know. Emma has that effect on me. Oh, shit. Didn't mean to do that. Alright. Don't know what that is. Put that over there a minute. Let's move my drink over there. Let's pop the microphone there. Okay. Right. Week 16. Poch sacked. Without further ado, let's just get crackerjack on the next slide, shall we? Yeah, baby. Yeah. I mean, obviously, there's not going to be. Did we find any more news? There wasn't a hell of a lot, was there, this week?
We were shitting it because there wasn't really anything. I mean,
No, we were like, yesterday we were like, shit me, man, like, what are we going to do? So, like, I came up with a backup plan that we just rolled with anyway, didn't we, in the end? Which everyone will see in a bit.
Yeah.
It's a ridiculous one.
I think we had like a few like tiny bits. Luis Enrique returned as Spain manager.
Yeah, there was that. That was after he had some personal business, wasn't it?
And Santi Cazorla scored his first international goal in 4 years.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, but again, there's not really a hell of a lot we can report on that or talk about, is there?
It's not really.
I mean, Santi Cazorla's hardly made that Spain squad throughout history anyway, just purely because of how good Spain have been.
Well, yeah.
That's all it was. I mean, Santi Cazorla's not a bad player. I mean, he's always been an extremely good player, bar injury. He's never got into that side just purely because of how good Xavi was and
Xavi, Iniesta, Xavi Alonso,
Busquets.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a ridiculous midfield in Santi Cazorla's time.
Oh, we've got David Silva as well there.
David Silva. It's just an unfortunate time for Santi Cazorla to have been born in that era, because any other Spain squad, I think he makes the team pretty much every time. I suppose Cesc Fabregas as well, mate.
Oh, Fabregas, yeah, forgot about him.
Yeah, because he would have kept him out, and when Fabregas was younger, he would have kept Santi out, because obviously Santi's a bit older than Cesc, I think. I don't think it's by a lot, but I think he is. But yeah, anyway, other than that, we didn't have a lot, did we? So we went with the backup plan anyway. Don't know what the hell's going on over there.
We had the other bit that I sent you about Hull refusing to pay some money towards a player they signed, but that's the Championship. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, I mean, we would have gone with that if there was some other sort of. I mean, let's be fair. The biggest breaking news is this one. This came about last night.
What? Yeah, about 9:45, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah, and then
night.
Mourinho was literally confirmed at about 8 o'clock this morning.
It was at 6, I think.
Was it that early? Was it?
Yeah.
I know it was like. I know I read it just as I got into work. Was it? Yeah, I read it when I just got into work, which would have been about 6:30ish. So
I was like I was half awake because I didn't get up till 7, but everything like my phone buzzed and everything. I was like, what the fuck is this all about? Well, I was like, what's this going off at 6:45 in the morning? 6:45 in the morning. I was like, all right, I'll send that, and then went back to sleep.
Oh, did you go back off? Did you?
Yeah, I sent you the message, and then I was like, yeah, I'm off. Yeah, the next ones I sent you as well. So I was waiting for the I was waiting for the bus, I think. But yeah.
There you go. So we'll get to this in just a second. I'm just trying to find my adverts. Wait, what's this? Remy bought up Mourinho for Spurs last night, and I said, nah, mate, I doubt he'd go there. Ain't my words there. Well, apparently, Flawless, the Mourinho deal was set in play 3 weeks prior to it going through yesterday, which is why it happened so quick.
I was to say, I imagine it would have been all set up, ready to go.
It was ready to go, mate, 3 weeks prior to obviously Poch getting sacked. So yeah, that was already set up. That's why obviously Poch was sacked last night at around. It was just before I was going to bed. I think you sent it to me, Jakey. So it must have been around sort of quarter to 12ish, I reckon.
It was actually
Was it before I went on
quarter
the
to 8.
PlayStation? Quarter to 8. So it was about when
Yeah.
it was on the PlayStation. I think I'd already read it by that point. Did I already read it by that point? Pretty sure I said to you, I think I've just read this.
You said no way when I sent it.
Oh no, so it was you that spurred me to go and have a look. Maybe it was Monkey. I think Monkey said it to me, and I was like, oh yeah, I've just read that myself. So yeah, he was sacked at about quarter to 8, 7:30 last night, and then Mourinho was in play as of 6 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
There or thereabouts. But yeah, wow. Don't give me back my info that I gave you. Mate, I said that to you this morning. Said what to me this morning? I don't know what he's on about.
Well,
maybe it was him. Maybe it was him that showed me, and I said to him that I'd just read it. I don't know. I know I sent it to someone.
I know we were discussing who they're going to get in. I must admit, I didn't really think of Jose Mourinho. I thought he'd given up.
Oh, the 3 weeks. The 3 weeks I read.
Oh, the set in stone for 3 weeks. You said.
I read that prior anyway, because obviously I read like an article on the Mourinho thing before you messaged me, Monkey. It doesn't surprise me anyway. He's been floating around London for a while, hasn't he? What with Arsenal and whatnot. I've got to say, as much as Spurs have been doing poorly, this one did shock me a little bit. I didn't see him going.
I thought they would have kept a bit more time with him.
Yeah, but that's what I thought as well. I thought they'd have given him a bit more time. I think it's a couple of things. I think that one, let's be fair, Pochettino has said some very odd stuff lately, especially after or just before the Champions League final last season, when he said win or lose the Champions League, he'd look at further endeavours anyway, which obviously sort of sparked a little bit of speculation that he was probably going to go to Real Madrid, which is why everyone kept on asking him if he was linked to Real Madrid. Do you remember that?
Yes, yeah.
Last season, like every press conference he was in, he was asked if he was going there. He's been around the block like a whore, hasn't he? Halfway through the top 6 now. Fair one. I don't think Man City will ever touch him, to be fair. I'll be very surprised if Liverpool touch him. But yeah, you're right, mate. Obviously, Arsenal probably won't now, because if Emery goes, then I think Emery's going to go before Mourinho either gets sacked or leaves Spurs. I've got to be honest, I think it's a very, very odd thing to do right now, because the reason I believe, there's 2 things. I don't know how much Poch's head is still in Spurs. And the other
I think it was more the players' head weren't in Spurs.
Yeah, but that's the biggest problem though, mate, is what is Mourinho going to do differently for those players that have already got it in their mindset they are no longer going to be Spurs players?
I was going to say, let's face it, Eriksen doesn't want to be there. Rose already said he wants to run his contract down. Aurier is a pain in the arse no matter where he is.
Alderweireld.
Alderweireld been linked heavily with many clubs. Vertonghen's apparently got problems with Eriksen. And then you've just lost Pochettino, who brought Kane into the first team. So Kane might be thinking, hang on a sec, I don't want to be here if they're just going to fire him like that.
Dele Alli.
Same with Dele Alli as well. Gave him a chance in the Premier League.
Yo, how's it going, Apex Star? Welcome, dude. Long time no see.
It could be a massive turntable or whatever you want to call it at Tottenham.
Pretty sure Lo Celso only went there because of Poch as well.
Yeah.
I know he hasn't played a great deal this season, but I'm sure he only went Spurs because
Celso's
of Poch. Isn't he on loan?
Poch is Argentinian. No, I'm pretty certain they signed him.
Did they?
But Lo Celso's Argentinian, so I imagine.
Yeah, so that's going to be a big thing there. I mean, the big one here is, as an Arsenal fan, I've got to be honest. I smell an opportunity here, and I know that our board has massively stated that they're going to stick behind Emery. However, at this present moment in time, now it's a loan that sells. So
I imagine it's a loan review to permanent then, but
I don't. Well, it's not going to happen. I don't think.
I can't imagine him staying there.
So yeah. Big opportunity here for Arsenal to potentially get in an extremely good manager that knows how to work with not being able to spend too much money, because obviously he was with Southampton money before Spurs.
They say you saw the team he built at Southampton. That's the reason Liverpool are winning the Premier League at the minute.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They've got half their players. So with that in mind, as much as our board wants to stay behind Emery, as an Arsenal fan, I personally see an opportunity here to get in a big name, because the only other place that I think Pochettino would probably go right now, I don't think he'd go Man United, purely because I think your board is massively behind Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
I think if there was a Solskjaer and Emery both got fired or whatnot, I think he's more likely to go to United than he is to Arsenal.
Oh yeah, if they were both to get fired right now.
Yeah.
But I think
he has got a good chat. I mean, I don't know if he will go to Arsenal, obviously because he's managed Tottenham. But if they just sat,
I suppose it depends on where his head's at, mate. I mean, if he is that pissed off with Spurs, what better way to turn around and
Levy asked him to leave, didn't he?
Well, this is it.
He asked him to leave, and he was like, "Well, why would I do that? I've got a massive payout if you fire me."
Yeah. And this
you want me gone, you're going to have to fire me.
And this is the biggest thing, is if he wanted to flick the massive bird up at Daniel Levy Spurs.
Oh, yeah, he could go to Arsenal.
So I don't think that it would be written off, because I don't think he will show any loyalty to Spurs. I really don't. Because of the fact of how he's been potentially treated by Daniel Levy, and, just leave so we don't have to pay you out. I mean, they must have paid a massive amount to get rid of him.
I think rumours 19 million.
I was going to say, I think I heard 15, so it's got to be around that area.
I think it was rumoured they're going to pay Mourinho 15 million over his contract or whatever, something stupid like that. I don't know what it was.
Is that what they're going to pay Mourinho?
Mourinho works out to be their highest paid player.
Manager.
He's more higher paid
than the than the players.
Yeah.
Spurs couldn't afford him. Well, they couldn't now. 15 to 20 million. Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
But it's quite
so Mourinho. Wait, that's really, really bizarre, because right now, would you say, after the disaster that Mourinho had at Chelsea, dickhead, at Man United, would you say that, like, if you were offered, say Ollie got sacked, right, and you had, right, these are the two potentials, Pochettino or Mourinho, and, like, let's just say Pochettino was still managing Spurs, but you were told, whichever one you choose, that will be your manager. So just say it was irrelevant of where they were at or whatever. Who would you pick? You would obviously go with Poch, right?
Yeah, of course I would.
And I think that if any team out there had both those managers sat in front of them on current record and form and what they've done with clubs recently, I think most teams would be happy to see Pochettino go in. Right, over Mourinho. So this is what I don't get. So not only have they got rid of Poch, which obviously there's something going on. I don't know what, but there must be some sort of bad blood between him and Daniel Levy. That's the only thing I can imagine here. There must have been some sort of
probably be something to do with Levy not dipping into his pockets, I suppose.
There must be something. There must be something.
LA and whatnot, but you know, they bought in quite a bit from transfers.
But there must be, like you say, there must be something going on here, for Poch to be sacked, for one, and two, to stand his ground and say, "Nah, if you want rid of me, then you can pay me, mate." Now, obviously, that's just contracts in general, so that's with any job, isn't it? If you want rid of me, you make me redundant, or you sack me, or whatever, and you pay me off. But I don't understand the appointment of Mourinho more than the sacking of Poch.
I think the appointment of Mourinho is just a quick paper over gaps. Because let's face it, Mourinho's not going to be there in 3 seasons' time. He's going to have this first season. He's going to look promising and everything.
I don't
maybe
think he
get
is.
a trophy.
I don't think he will.
Well, let's.
What trophy is he going to get?
If you want a trophy and to play boring shit football, then Mourinho's, because let's face it, he won the League Cup and the Europa League at Man United. Bored the shit out of me every game I watched.
But what's he going to win at Spurs?
Well, he's out of the League Cup, but he's still got the FA Cup this season.
When was the last time Spurs won that?
Well, that's one of the reasons why I think they want him.
But do you think that he's got a side good enough to win that? I don't think he's got a side good enough to reach the semi-finals, let alone win the cup.
You say that, but it's the FA Cup. Millwall got there a couple of seasons to the semis. Wigan beat City in the final. It's the FA Cup. So it could be anything.
Exactly. Well, this is the thing, though, mate. Is like they could get dumped out by Wigan.
Yeah. Well, as Flawless has just said, if you're bringing in Mourinho, you must be ready to spend money. But that's Tottenham don't want to spend money.
That's not the way. Especially if they've just paid off Poch and then give Mourinho the highest paid player wage, then
he's
that's bizarreness in my mind. Like surely that just it's baffled my head. Shall I tell you what's baffled my head is I know it's just a quick fix, right? But should Spurs be looking at a quick fix? I don't think they should be looking at a quick fix. If you've got,
I think they're expecting him to be better than what he is. I think they're expecting him to come in and win these trophies. But let's face it. I mean, he won 2 trophies with Man United. But as I say, I couldn't even be asked to watch the matches. They were just so boring.
Yeah, I mean, one thing he will do is solidify the defense. That is one of Mourinho's things. Like, he is one of those that if they can't score, then we don't lose. He's always run by that motto wherever he's been.
Yeah.
And he has solidified defences to a certain degree in pretty much
every... I mean, he couldn't do it at Man United.
Well, no, they didn't have any, did they? But he also didn't lose massively at United.
No.
So one thing he will do is solidify, and let's be fair, Spurs have got a decent back four already. So if they solidify and play to whatever Mourinho's way is that gets these defences not conceding goals, then there's obviously a good chance that, like you say, in cup football, he's potentially going to win something. I don't see it, if I'm honest, mate. I do not see Mourinho. I'm going to lay it down now. I don't see Mourinho winning anything this season for Spurs. I don't think that he's going to have, if he's still there this time next season, which I don't think he will be. I think this is, like you say, a very, very quick fix. I don't believe that they should have gone this way myself. I think that they should have gone and got the next best thing. So whether that be an Eddie Howe or whatever.
I did see a few jokes about Bournemouth locking Eddie Howe up in the cupboards.
But that's the thing, is I think that Spurs, if they want to win things and they want to progress, I think they should have gone for their next big thing. Like, obviously, Poch was their next big thing when they got him from Southampton. And it was a gamble, admittedly.
Yeah. Well, it was a gamble in Southampton, I think.
But this isn't a gamble, though, mate. This is completely different to what Spurs usually do. This isn't a gamble. This is somebody that's won. I'm not disputing Mourinho's stature. Like, he's won Premier Leagues, he's won Champions Leagues. I'm not disputing that. But my dispute is with the fact that Mourinho screwed United over massively. He didn't have the players he had at Chelsea to play the way that Mourinho plays. I don't think. Well, he's going to upset the midfield, I think, at Spurs, because Spurs have got a lot of very good midfielders. I don't think he's got a team.
He's got this whole creative team, like Ali, Ericsson, Son. They're all really creative players. And what Mourinho does is he takes the creativity out of the players.
And puts Route 1 football. So Kane's going to see a lot of the ball.
Well, what's he going to do with it? No offense to Kane, but he's not exactly the most imposing striker in the air.
No, he's not. To be
I mean,
fair,
he's
he's
good
not.
in the air, but
He
he's not.
doesn't score a hell of a lot of headers and stuff like that. I'll agree with that. He's got a rocket of a shot on him, isn't he? Apex. Would you have Mourinho when he was at Inter Milan or Pochettino last season? I think we're talking about two.
Mourinho, when he was at Inter Milan, he didn't have the best players, but he knew the style of football he wanted to play. And he played that style of football to perfection, which was his part the bus. You can't score, we'll get a sneaky goal, which is why he got them. He won the Champions League, didn't he? Whereas Pochettino had a really good team, but he managed to fit it and work it that they could get, with work rate.
I mean, I get where Apex is coming from there, and I understand where he's coming from. I think what we got to remember is when Mourinho was in his, shall we say, prime, right? It was when football was just changing into a more creative attacking game. Only what Mourinho did is right, fuck that. I ain't going to do that. I'm going to stop you scoring, and I'm going to get the biggest, heaviest lump I can up top, hold it up, and bring my attacking midfielders into play.
Did he have top? He had Milito, wasn't it?
For Inter. I can't remember, mate, if I'm honest.
Let's have a look.
Everywhere Mourinho's been, mate, he's bought a big boy. First thing I said to you, Jakey, when he went into United is, watch now, he'll get fucking a massive lump to play up top. And you're like, oh, I hope he doesn't. Next thing you know, 90 million on Lukaku. Which, to be fair, done all right in the first season. I'm not going to take it away from Lukaku. But I said to you, you're now going to play boring football. Man United has changed as a club by bringing Mourinho in. I remember that discussion that we had. And lo and behold, Man United played shit football under Mourinho, and it wasn't the Man United way.
I never wanted him in charge.
I know you didn't. I
already said. I said from the beginning. Well, to be honest, when Ferguson was announced he was leaving, I wanted Klopp. And then we hired Moyes, and then afterwards I was like, oh, let's get Klopp. And then
Van Gaal.
Van Gaal, and Van Gaal looked promising. He played well with Netherlands, but he never really got off of United.
No, he didn't. I think Van Gaal's another one, mate. I think he's another one that I was really surprised that United appointed him. I again didn't see that he was a United fit, and that was obviously their first stumble before employing Mourinho.
Was Diego Milito they had up top?
It was, yeah.
And lump the ball up to him, and he would knock it on to Samuel Eto'o or Goran Pandev.
There you go. Too rapid. And that tends to be Mourinho's way. Rapid wingers, a lump up top, and a very solid defence. Now, when he was winning things with like Porto, Inter, football was changing into a more attacking-based, possession-based football game. Now, what he did is played Route 1 football and just literally completely disregarded all that possession play.
He saw that all this possession play and thought, well, if I can
get
all my defence compact
and put
all this passing
a
around,
rapid
they can't
winger,
get through me.
Exactly, put
and
a rapid
lump the ball up, knock
rapid
it on,
wingers,
the winger runs in.
And at that time, people couldn't deal with what he was doing because of the players he employed to do that job. I think now he tried to do a similar thing at United, and I think all that happened is he didn't have the defensive compact enough, didn't have the players.
I think what he was trying to do is he was trying to get them to do this, but obviously they wanted to play football. They're playing for Man United,
and that's exactly where I was just about to say.
Clashed with Shaw so much is because Shaw wanted to get forwards because he's an attacking wing-back, full-back, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. He wanted to come forwards, whereas Mourinho wanted him to stick in this solid back four.
Yeah, and I think that he's gonna. I've got to be honest, mate. I'm gonna throw it out there now. He is gonna have the same issues at Spurs. If Mourinho got appointed at, say, Leicester, right, I think that they'd probably be all right. Because what he'd do is he'd go in and he'd get
counter-attacking.
Exactly, and he'd go in,
and he'd probably get a right lump to play up top, and he'd probably play Vardy and Maddison off of him. That's probably what he would do.
I mean, he'll struggle actually because they play really. Their fullbacks are really attacking.
They are really attacking, especially Chewy. But I don't think that they would necessarily dig their heels in so much. I think the problem you've got, mate, is look at the players you've got at Spurs. Look at the players you guys had when he got there.
Yeah.
They are players that want to play football. They don't want to be, especially the midfield, don't want to be disregarded and missed out.
No, of course not. That's why he clashed with Pogba so much.
Yeah, because Pogba wasn't. He didn't want to have it. And I don't blame him, mate.
Pogba's an attacking player, a creative player, and he was telling him to sit on the back four.
Yeah, it just doesn't make it.
Yeah,
and this is where I think I am baffled by Daniel Levy's appointment of Mourinho. I really am baffled by it, if I'm honest. Am I bothered? No, I actually think it's fucking hilarious because obviously being an Arsenal fan, but at the same time, my football head then tunes in and my football head says, this makes no sense. Spurs were Champions League finalists last year. You would expect them from there to push on to at least secure a top 4 finish at the very minimum and do well again this season in the Champions League. Now, they're doing okay in the Champions League, but the top 4 finish is fucking miles away. I just don't understand. This, for me, is a backward step. I don't think it's a forward step. I don't think they've got any better, or I don't think they're going to be any better by employing Mourinho. I don't think that he's going to be their problem solver. But I think we'll wait and see.
With Pochettino, he's taken over a Southampton team that I can't remember how well they did, but they did well enough, and he took them over and made them better.
Yes.
And he's taken over an average,
Spurs
scraping the top 6 Spurs side,
and made them better.
Made them. So he's left both the 2 Premier League teams he's been at. He's left them much better than what. Whereas Mourinho, he come in at Man United. Yes, he got us a 2nd place finish. But when he left, I wouldn't say Man United were better than when they started.
They weren't, mate. They weren't. And if anything, they were, especially into the 2nd season, I thought they were way worse. I mean, and playing shit football. But we knew that was going to come, and this is going to be the same with Spurs. Now, one thing I will say about Spurs is, minus to this season, they've always played really good football. They've been a very attacking side, especially with some of the players they've got at the moment. It's baffled me. One thing I will say is, I'm going to put it out there now. I reckon Poch will be Bayern Munich's manager next.
It would be an interesting one, wouldn't it?
I think it will be Bayern Munich. I don't know why. I just think Poch will be at Bayern Munich.
There's rumours that Guardiola's getting itchy feet though at City, so it could be maybe he goes to City.
Well, if that's the case, then Guardiola can happily hop along to the Emirates. I got to be honest right now, I would take Poch if it's an option. If we're not talking to him or haven't approached him already, then why the fuck not? And I'll tell you why. It'll be because we're like Spurs and we don't actually want to progress. Do you know what I mean? It must be. Right?
Let's face it. You haven't progressed in what was it? 2004. You won the league.
Well, we were runners up, weren't we? When Leicester won it. Now, I'm not saying that we progressed or anything, mate, but we did get a 2nd place finish. We should have won it that year, if I'm honest.
That's the year that you should have got your.
We should.
In my eyes, you haven't. You're not in any. Well, nowhere near as good as that season when you at the Invincibles. You've never progressed past that in terms of your team.
No, I totally agree, mate. I totally agree. We've had a defensive issue now for the best part of 5 years, and we don't seem to be rectifying it. And this is why, if we haven't approached him, why not? Because if we want to get better right now, look, the guy that we've got in now, I stood by him, but I'm now at a point where it's like, okay, enough's enough. He's now making silly decisions because he's obviously under pressure. He's got just a shit record as Wenger's last fucking 50 games or whatever it is in Emery's first 50. So he has literally made us no better than that back end of that season where Wenger was in charge, where we all wanted Wenger out, myself included. Even though I love Wenger and obviously what he'd done for the club, we've got Emery in, and we've got no better. Like, we are no better than what we were. Would Poch make us better? Well, with January coming up, there's a fucking good chance he could, if he's allowed to spend money. Because look what he done with Southampton when he was allowed to spend money. Look at some of the players he's got. He didn't even
spend too much money when he was.
No, he didn't. He didn't. Look at the money. Look at the money that he's. Look at the players that he has bought in through the ranks at Spurs, or bought in at Spurs. You know, some of them are fantastic players now. Despite me believing that Mourinho is a good short fix, I'm still unsure he will get off to a good start. Anyway, I just can't see for sure if he'll make an instant impact or not. And I'm with you, Flawless. Like, I mean, for Spurs' sake, I hope that he does. When I put my Arsenal head on, I hope he fucking destroys them. But I just don't know what he's going to do. I just find the appointment very odd. Maybe Poch will have a break and we'll wait until either Ole or Emery get sacked first and get their job. I don't think he'll stay in the Premiership, mate. I think he's going to go elsewhere, if I'm honest. I would love to see him at Arsenal. I think any Arsenal fan you speak to at the moment, because of how bad we've started and how poor Emery has been for us when you actually look at the stats and stuff, I think that every Arsenal fan would say yes to Poch right now. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I don't think he's doing... Well, he's doing no worse than Emery. Is he in a sackable situation? I don't know, man. I mean, I think that they're showing such loyalty to him. Tell you what, though. You said about Kane earlier, Jakey. So yeah. This is my second. You heard it here first, right? So my first is Poch will be manager of Bayern Munich. Heard that here first. My second one is Harry Kane will be playing for Man United. Heard it here first.
Interesting.
There you go. 120 million.
I'll take it.
Honestly, mate, I heard it here first. Yeah. That's my prediction. That's my predictions.
There's always been that stuff. I think the other club to look at for Pochettino is Real Madrid. They've been interested in him.
They have, mate. Haven't they just re-employed Zidane, though?
They re-employed him, I think, at the start or towards the end of last season.
Right.
They rehired him.
And they're doing all right at the moment, to be fair. This second spell, he seems to be doing okay with them, doesn't he? Apart from the fact
he only left in the first spell because they told him he had to sell Ronaldo. And he was like, well, why did I sell my best player?
Yeah.
Then they were like, well, you know, you got to sell him. And he was like, well, fuck you then. And then they hired him. So,
yeah. I mean, they've got Hazard in, so I suppose he looked at it and thought, yeah, right, fair enough. Obviously, he doesn't get on with Bale. But right now, I can't see them sacking Zidane over Poch.
Well, it depends to well, it's Real Madrid. They got trigger fingers, haven't they?
They have, mate.
All it takes for them to get knocked out of the Champions League at the quarterfinals or something, then he's gone.
And this is the thing I'm saying is opportunity wise, right? If Arsenal don't make a decision quick, Poch will not be available. And then what?
He's not going to be available for long. Let's face it, you know.
And then
Bayern Munich come running, you know, Real Madrid, Barca. Oh, actually, no, he said he would never manage Barca because he was Espanyol player.
Ah, yes, he was, wasn't he?
For like many seasons.
So then what do we do? You know, what does Arsenal do then?
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's Eddie Howe, isn't it? Like, that's literally got to be the only possible opportunity that Arsenal have got. Eddie Howe.
It's just a case of whether Eddie Howe
or Brendan Rodgers. But why would Brendan Rodgers leave Leicester right now?
Right, why would he? Yeah. Well, there's only one thing, and that's the money.
But the thing is Brendan's the type of guy that would leave for money. So
yeah,
if we offered Brendan, so I think if Emery goes, our three potentials are Eddie Howe, Brendan Rodgers, or right now Pochettino. But that is not going to be on the table for long. So Arsenal need to think fast, in my opinion. Man United also need to have a little think about their loyalty towards Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because I believe that if Pochettino goes into Manchester United, they will be a force to be reckoned with. As for that, mate, I think it's outside of Europe, outside of England. I can't see him right now. I can't see, like, say, Guardiola possibly, but then again, Man City would have to pay so much money to get rid of Guardiola that unless he leaves on his own free will, which, let's be fair, I don't think Guardiola would do that unless he knew he had another job lined up.
Guardiola he has been linked with the Bayern job, and if he has got the Man City aren't going to fire him, I don't think. There's no way Man City
they'd have to pay too much money.
Well, exactly. If he's going to leave, it's going to be on his own say so. And well, that would be, as you say, if he's got a guaranteed job, maybe at City, because Valverde's never convincing. Maybe he'll go back to Bayern, Barca.
No, I agree with that, mate. I'm just hoping for him to stay. Who was Monkey on about then? Do you know?
Oh, that was ages ago. I must admit, at the time I saw that message go in, I wasn't really paying too much attention to what you were saying because I was looking at something.
What? I'm not sure what that was in conjunction with. Sorry, Monkey. I saw the Poch one. Wait until either roll or. Oh, I think it might have been the fact that teams have to act fast. Possibly, I don't know. I think it's well. Anyway, I think so. Heard it here first. Poch to stay in the Prem. Oh, I see. I'd like for him to stay in the Prem myself, mate.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's a quality manager.
He's a quality manager. And like Jakey said previous, the two clubs that he's managed, he's made them better. He's made both of them better, without a shadow of a doubt. You read my messages too late, then you don't get one about. I know. I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. It's because I'm in a roll. I'm on a roll with my little tongue, innit? So yeah, I heard it here first. I reckon Pochettino to Bayern Munich, which would be a shame. One for leaving the Premier League, and two that Arsenal didn't jump on the opportunity of getting him. And I reckon Harry Kane to Man United. Not this season, but I reckon end of the next season. Let Mourinho fuck him up and play shit football, and I think Man United got a big chance of getting him, personally. And I think Man United are one of the only clubs that he would go to purely out of the fact that staying in the Premier League. Other than that, it'd be following Poch wherever he goes, I reckon.
Maybe.
Club captain, isn't he? He made him club captain.
He's not captain, is he?
Sure, he's
Luis is captain.
Ah, no, he's not. He just stands in the net and gets injured. Anyway. Oh, here we go. It's going to be hard. Forgot about this. Right. Have I got any...
Did you bring up the short list of... Did you make it? Did you add anything onto a short list?
No, I'm just going to wing it.
Fair enough. Let me get mine up.
Well, I'll do this now. I have to...
You did some sort of like text thing, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm just going to have to pop this. I'm going to pop this because I need to see. Can I see? Yes, thank you.
I can't see Twitch because I've got it up on my phone, but I will. I can see YouTube. Not that we're streaming on both. Definitely not streaming on both.
Right. That's going to disappear again for me. So if I add... I do it, that one, innit? What's that?
Hey, it's a Flawless says, I swear if Jakey doesn't put Shearer in this team, I'm done. I'm just saying.
He doesn't.
Harry Kane.
He puts
this is a conjoined team.
Puts Harry Kane and Rooney in, doesn't he?
But I'm just saying, Harry Kane has scored more goals for England than what Shearer did in a much faster time than what Shearer did.
As you could tell.
And Harry Kane wasn't even mentioned.
As you could tell, there's going to be arguments here for us.
In fairness, I don't think there was any arguments up top, was there?
There isn't, to be fair, I don't think. Well, I think if we just...
It's the only position we've discussed is the two-strike. Well, I'm assuming we're just going with a flat 4-4-2.
Yeah! Don't want to make it
So fuck ourselves over too much.
Yeah. Right. So, Jakey, goalkeeper. I can't remember your shortlist. Have you got your shortlist up?
Yeah.
Have you got on your shortlist David Seaman, Peter Schmeichel?
Yeah.
Who else have you got on there?
I have got Edwin van der Sar, Petr Cech, and one that I didn't think of, David De Gea as well.
I'm going to disregard David De Gea.
I was thinking that too. I was thinking, I mean, yeah.
I've got to be honest, mate. Out of all those that we've just said, I'm trying to think of any others. I can't think of any others.
You got a few others like. We've both gone blank at the same time.
I'm just thinking of like Martin, but you know.
Lehmann, Jens Lehmann.
Yeah, he was very good at fucking Arsenal up.
You also got like the lower levels like Jaskalainen.
Jaskalainen's decent, but would you say he's the greatest?
Oh, of course not. But it's
right.
It's a shout.
It's a shout. Very good shout.
The three I was stuck with. The second you said this, it was the first three that come into my head was Schmeichel, Van der Sar, and Cech.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here, mate. What did you say?
Schmeichel, Van der Sar, and Cech were the first three. When you say goalkeeper Premier League, they were the first three that come to my head.
I'm gonna go out with. Would you agree on Schmeichel?
I would. That was where I was like. That was the main one I was lining for.
I think that's how you spell it.
I spelled it wrong anyway on my short list.
Right, so we're going with Schmeichel on goalkeeper. Done. Right, let's have a look, see if we've got any messages.
SCHMEICHEL.
Kane's a goal poacher. Kane could be so much better.
Kane the goal poacher. Kane could be so much better.
We ain't got strikers yet. Just hang on. Right. Let's really fuck ourselves up here because I got to be honest. I'd have to have a think about this one.
We go right backs. Like my shortlist for right backs is dreadful. There's definitely better ones.
Let's go. First and foremost, with the left back.
Oh, left back.
Hit me with your rhythm stick. Who have you got?
In my quick think, I've only got two players I could think of.
So in your quick think, you've probably got Ashley Cole.
Yeah. And Patrice Evra. Bear in mind, my quick thinks from as much as I remember from watching football, which is pretty much around the Arsenal Invincibles season.
Yeah, but the Arsenal Invincibles, who was our left back then? I think it was a very hit and miss.
Clichy, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was. Well, I think it might have been Cole, you know.
Oh, it was Cole. Of course it was. Because he went to Chelsea a couple of seasons afterwards when they got their money.
I suppose on that factor, I mean, I'd have to agree with you. I mean, he's definitely England's best left back.
In terms of Premier League, I think that's Premier League started in, what was it,
94?
94?
91,
92.
Was it 91, 92? No, 92, 93. Nah, I'm sure it was 93, 94. I'm sure the first one was won by Blackburn, wasn't it? In 93, 94.
No, the first season was 92, 93.
Blackburn?
No. I believe it was possibly. What's this done?
So 94 was Blackburn.
Man United won the first two. Blackburn were 94, 95. So Blackburn were the third champions.
I'm trying to think. I think who else would be in there. Left back. Should we go with Cole?
I can't think of. Let's face it. Cole won the Premier League with Arsenal. Then he won it the next 2 years with Chelsea, and then won it a third time with Chelsea. That's just saying he's won the Premier League 4 times.
Different clubs.
And well, I mean, he's probably one of the best left backs to play.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, you'd argue that he's probably, like you say, you'd argue one of the best left backs ever. I think the only one that you're going to probably put in front of them is Roberto Carlos. Never played in the Premier League. Because Roberto Carlos was
But
fucking
in
unreal.
recent years, what is it, 92, 93? We're 2019, so we're looking at 20, 26, 27 years.
I can't think of anyone else prolific that you could put in. No one else is coming to mind.
Obviously, throughout the 90s, I couldn't tell you many players.
I mean, I can tell you a few, mate. But they weren't.
But nothing.
Left backs weren't very good back then. You know, like they were a flat four. You know, like Nigel Winterburn played for Arsenal as left back when we won the double. But you wouldn't say that Nigel Winterburn is a outstanding left back. You know,
sorry, Neville said, if you're a left back or you're a right back, you're either a failed winger or a failed
James Milner
centre back.
Failed.
You're either a failed winger or a failed centre back if you're a full back.
Which let's face it. Right, so let's go with Cole then, mate. Because we can't think of anyone else. I would have to agree that Cole's probably one of the best left backs ever.
Oh yeah, definitely in recent years anyway. Well, in the last 20, 25 years.
Obviously, the only other one you'd probably put in front of him is Roberto Carlos.
Yeah.
So on that sense, we might as well keep Cole, won't we? Anyone wants to argue with us, please make sure you write in the comments below.
Apart from flawless, your points are invalid.
Yeah, Milner is ridiculous.
Milner used to play left back. Yes, Milner was used as a left back over Alberto Moreno because that shows how good Moreno is.
He's still fancied in front of some of the left backs now, mate. I'm sure he played in the Carabao Cup or whatever it was as left back, didn't he?
Well, he can play anywhere, James Milner.
Well, that's the thing with James Milner. Is not only can he play anywhere, but he'll happily play anywhere just to get a game.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Which is fair enough. Like, I've got nothing against that. That's fucking fair play to him, you know what I mean? Playing Premier League football, I'm not. Right. Okay. Centre backs. Now, this is where Milner used to play. So now, left back, centre back. So let's go with our two centre backs. So now this is where it gets a little tricky, I think, anyway. Because I think there has been some fucking unbelievable centre backs that have played in the Premier League.
Here's the list of centre backs that I just pulled straight out. As I say, all of these names I come up with was whilst I was on the bus from Torquay to Payne, which is about 20 minutes.
How many have you got?
I've got Rio Ferdinand, Nemanja Vidic, John Terry, Vincent Kompany, Virgil van Dijk, Tony Adams, Sol Campbell, and Jan Vertonghen.
Right, Jan Vertonghen we could disregard because he's never won anything.
Yep. And you can say the same then. Personally, I think if you're going for a Premier League greatest 11, I think you have sort of got to look at maybe whether they've won the league or not.
I think you'll have to agree with you. I've got to be honest, mate, right? The names that you've just reeled off there, I completely and utterly agree with.
Yes, I said Kompany.
Huh?
Flawless, did you ask where I said Kompany? Yes.
Kompany, yeah. Right, I'm gonna go out here and say that surely our first one and the one that makes the list every time has got to be Ferdinand.
So my first pick would have been Vidic.
Over Ferdinand.
Well, my personal pick out of those two would have been Vidic. Is my favourite one of the two.
Really?
Oh, he was amazing.
Oh, don't disagree with it, mate. I mean, at that time, though, to be fair, Vidic and Ferdinand were fucking brilliant together.
It was mainly because I think Vidic was the psycho. He was the psycho centre.
Don't forget Distan. What, and fucking Samba. Do you remember Samba, mate, that played for Blackburn, that used to go up top when they were losing?
That big bloke.
Huge black guy.
Yeah.
Fucking, what was his first name? Samba, though. But he used to play centre half, mate. Proper Christian Samba, that's it. Proper huge bastard. And he was dirty as fuck. And as soon as Blackburn were losing, they'd throw him up top. And he fucking somehow always grabbed the little goal. Horrible cunt.
No, it wasn't Christian Samba.
No? What was it?
No. I don't know. I just typed in Christopher Samba.
Christopher Samba. I'm sure.
That's the 161 times for Blackburn played.
Definitely agree with Vidic being more of a nutcase.
Vidic, I think it was a case of because Ferdinand was he was more ball playing. So if you got past Ferdinand, Vidic would just come in and kick 10 lumps of shit out of you.
Okay, so that's completely thrown my fucking idea out the window. Right.
Yeah,
you
just...
should we go? Should we go? Can we both agree on company?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So let's put company in first then, because I think the next one's going to be even trickier. Because I have to agree that I think company, in my opinion, if he isn't, has to be at least in everybody's top 4.
Oh, of course, we've had that.
Best ever centre backs.
Guy, when he, well, I mean,
not only is he a fantastic player, but he's a fucking leader as well, mate.
Oh yeah. If someone wasn't carrying their weight in a City game, company would straight over and give him a rocket up the arse. You know, and
different colours.
I think if you're going for centre back partnerships in the league, you can't get past Ferdinand and Vidic.
I would agree with that,
because we're picking our greatest 11. You know, it's hard to fit because if you look in, it's different players. So even on the list, as I say, Ferdinand is a more ball playing. You know, he will, if he's got the ball, he's confident with the ball and he can do whatever you need to do with it. Vidic.
Hang on a minute. What the fuck? Stream starting soon. Tired. We're going for the other centre back. Right. Give me that list again, because I mean, all I can get in my head at the moment is Tony Adams, John Terry, Rio Ferdinand. Who else have you got on that list?
So Rio Ferdinand, John Terry, Tony Adams, and Sol Campbell, because we already disregarded Van Dijk and
Well, disregard Sol Campbell purely because, if you want my personal opinion, out of the two of them, Arsenal guys you've got there, I believe that Tony Adams was the better out of the two. Purely because of the fact that Tony Adams was very similar to Company. Like,
oh, don't forget Flawless's shout here, Mertesacker.
Yeah, and Distan.
We're going for people that have won the league, Flawless. Come on.
And Mertesacker wouldn't even get it, even if he did win the league. So yeah, I reckon disregard Sol Campbell, and that's purely out of the fact that I personally think that Adams was a better centre half than Sol Campbell, purely because of the fact that he was more of a leader. I believe we only won the double that year that we did because of Tony Adams and the way that he captained. So disregard Sol Campbell. I still think that I would put, as much as I love Tony Adams being an Arsenal fan, I would still put Rio Ferdinand and Vidic in front of Tony Adams. So we can disregard Tony Adams.
The question then is
Vidic, Ferdinand,
or Terry.
See, that is fucking hard for me, mate.
I know.
Because I think that, right, let's disregard Ferdinand just purely because of the fact that you preferred Vidic over Ferdinand, right? So that gives us Vidic and Terry. Now, I have got to be honest, mate. Out of those two, I could flick a coin and be happy with either one of them.
Let's do it then.
Let's do it. Because I'd say Distan, the big... Oh, I know who Distan is. Played for Everton. You'll be saying Ashley Williams next, you will, Flawless. Flawless is going to be... Flawless just text me saying Ashley Williams.
Ashley Williams. Going with people that won the league, Flawless. Come on. Right. So Vidic and John Terry.
Yeah, Vidic and Terry, mate. I think, just... Should we give Terry the Queen's head? Just because he's English?
Terry the heads, Vidic tails. Oh, shit. Well, it's heads.
So we're going with Terry, yeah?
Oh,
To be honest with you, mate, I think, again, I would have to agree with you massively that with this one, I think that you're right. I think that Vidic is unbelievable, but I also think that Terry, in those seasons when he was captain of Chelsea, massively deserves
well,
to be
it's
in there.
that, and I think he's the highest scoring centre back in
Is he?
Premier League history. I believe so.
I didn't know that. But yeah, I've got to be honest with you, mate. If someone gave me a team and said, right, this is my Premier League greatest of all time, and I saw Terry or Vidic in it, I'd be like, yeah, I agree with that. So I don't disagree with Vidic, and I just can't choose between them. So we've gone with the coin toss, and we've gone with John Terry, who we're both happy with, yeah.
Yeah, John Terry is the highest scoring.
I gotta be honest, mate. This is like a fucking god squad already. Look at this god squad, man. So we've got Peter Schmeichel in goal, Ashley Cole at left back, Company and Terry at centre backs. That's a fucking god squad right there if I've ever seen one. Right, what's Monkey saying now? He's lying, Jakey, but to be fair, Ashley Williams is a good shout. Oh dear. Right back.
Oh, I struggled.
Right back. Right back. So who've you got on your right backs? I'm guessing Neville's one of them.
Let's face it, I got two.
Have you? Is that it?
That's all I could think of, and it's Gary Neville and Kyle Walker.
Okay.
Lovren?
No, not
Liverpool.
No,
Lee Dixon.
Lee Dixon was fucking cracking play. He out of the two fullbacks at Arsenal when we won the double, and not sure if he was in the unbeatable squad or not. Don't think he was. I don't know who it was off the top of my head.
Possibly Ivanovic. He played quite well there.
Ivanovic's decent. So we've got Neville, Dixon, Ivanovic.
I retired before the Invincible season. Dixon.
I thought he did. Who the fuck was he? Who the fuck was playing right back?
Did you have Sanya for the?
I thought Sanya always played left.
Oh, it said
because I thought that Clichy took over Sanya when Sanya went. Who was in the Unbeatables right back?
Well, Loren was part of the Invincibles team.
Oh, Laurent.
Yeah.
He wasn't that great.
So
should we go Phil Neville?
I just clicked on.
Phil Neville, not Phil Neville.
This one that I just clicked on had Gary Neville at number 1.
I was just about to say, should we go Gary Neville? Purely because I can't think of anyone else. So surely that tells you something, mate. Like if the only ones that we can think of is Gary Neville, Ivanovic, and fucking Dixon.
Well, yeah, but as I say, he played for Man United for how many seasons in the Premier League in the first place?
Well, the thing is, mate, is like Dixon's a good shout, but I don't think I would ever put Dixon in front of Gary Neville.
No.
So surely that we gotta go Gary Neville, haven't we?
That would be what I was going to say. That would be my personal pick as well, Gary Neville.
Neville, and it isn't Phil Neville because he never played right back. Do make a mistake here and there. Oh, bit big. Right. Oh, this is looking naughty. Okay. Right. Should we go from right to left this time? Should we go right midfield?
Yeah.
Right midfielders, man. This is where shit's gonna hit the fan here. Okay. Add new source. Add source. Right back. Right mid. Or right winger or whatever you want to fucking call it. Old fellow? Eh? Oh. Who's that Man City right back that went to West Ham? Old fella. Zabaleta. Sangha played both positions. Ah, there we go. So Sanger played right and left. I remember him more as a left back than I do a right back. I know that Clichy came in after him, I believe, unless he played alongside Clichy and Bakary played right back. Don't forget we had a Boué around that sort of time as well.
Let's not confuse Sanger with a Boué here. Come on.
I was right, Zabaleta. Thank you. He was getting confused there. So, Monkey's gone with Beckham now.
Here's the list I come up with.
Okay. Because this seems to work, mate. Because we just disregard players, don't we? Go on, mate.
So I've got Beckham, Salah, Joe Cole, James Milner, Cristiano Ronaldo, David Silva, Juan Mata, Raheem Sterling.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say let's not have Ronaldo as a right winger because I think he was predominantly left winger, right? And he is now.
I think he sort of played both for United.
Okay, so before we go any further, Ronaldo's got to be in here. So I would say, should we put Ronaldo left? And
I had
right?
Well, one of the things I had for the left was Giggs. This is why it's so hard. And then I just had a quick look, and you got Freddie Ljungberg as well for right wing. And that was the only other name I could think of while I was looking over.
No, not Ronaldo left. So what? Oh, Monkey.
Arshavin played one game of football, didn't he, for Arsenal? That time when he scored 4 goals.
Against Liverpool?
Yeah.
Arshavin, that's your left mid. I don't believe that Monkey's taking this seriously.
I don't think so.
Right, so what are we going to do then? Because Ronaldo has to be in there. I am saying, like, not only is he now the greatest, probably the world's greatest footballer ever known, but he was fucking unbelievable when he was in the Premier League for Man United. And, you know, it was a sorry state of affairs to see him go. So now you have the problem of, who else have you got on that list?
I haven't really got many world beaters. But yeah, the list was David Beckham, Mo Salah, Joe Cole, James Milner, Cristiano Ronaldo, David Silva, Juan Mata, and Raheem Sterling.
Well, Mata's not a bad shout either. Raheem Sterling's also a very good shout. But I gotta be honest, mate. If we're gonna, right now, right, out of all those names you just said, I can't look past Ronaldo or Beckham.
Yeah.
So now
that would be the two.
So now
of this,
we've got to decide whether we're going to put Ronaldo left or right. Is he in playing up top?
Ronaldo I shortlisted at left as well.
Right. So who's your lefts then? Let's go with your lefts.
So the lefts, well, it's not as high. It's Ronaldo, Giggs, David Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Sadio Mane, and Raheem Sterling. But I personally, I would have Giggs over Beckham. So, just for the longevity of how long Giggs played.
So if we stick Ronaldo right and have your Giggs at left, yeah, you happy with that?
Yeah.
Right, let's do that then, because I've got to be honest, mate. Ronaldo has to be in it. I feel sorry, David Beckham. I want your babies, but Jakey has chosen not to have you. Because I've got to be honest, mate. I love Beckham, but when you say Giggs and Ronaldo in the same sentence, I think kind of.
Well, it was a case of when we had Giggs and Ronaldo, it was literally 1 minute Ronaldo was down the right, the next minute he was down the left, and Giggs was down the right, and you know they were switching and chopping and changing. I think you can't really look past those two.
Right, so I'm gonna whack Giggs in at left now. And like you say, the amount of time that he played for United at the level that he did, I would have to agree that he deserves to get in.
Oh, this is going to be fucking rock solid. The centre midfielders.
Mate, centre midfield is going to be disgusting. Now, the reason I say that is because you've named a few of them that You've already tried pushing out onto the left, probably just to get them in
Yeah.
and named. So
Mate, this
Kevin De Bruyne being one of them.
Yeah.
I've seen that you put him out on the left, which, let's be fair, you probably would say he's more of a central midfielder.
Yeah, I just put him out there because he's played on the left.
Yeah.
He's played there once. That's good enough to get on in the short.
I mean, you've got fucking hundreds in the middle of that park. You've got Roy Keane.
I writ this list up. The
How many have you got?
midfielders probably took me about 2 minutes. Just
How many
all
have you
those
got?
names. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
The midfield are going to be solid because you'll have Gareth
Gareth
Barry. Fucking hell, monkey. I don't believe he's
he
taking
is the
this
highest
seriously.
appearance maker in the Premier League.
I think give a rat's fuck. Gareth Barry's fucking highest appearance. He ain't getting in no fucking greatest Premier League 11. Not happening. Oh, what was that? I mean the battery's dying. I've got you on charge. Oh, Emma.
Did you not switch it on?
No, she unplugged it.
Leon Osman. I'm surprised he hasn't put Mark Noble in there yet.
Mark Noble. David fucking Platt.
Shut ass guy instead of
Yoda. If ever he was a Premier League player, mate, Yoda be in there. Right, so who have you got then, Jakey? Sorry.
So centre midfield, I have got. What was that? Someone just fell over. Frank Lampard, Paul Scholes, Steven Gerrard, David Silva, Kevin.
Hang
De
on,
Bruyne,
stop there.
Stop.
Yeah, hold on. Right, let's disregard Lampard.
Disregard Lampard.
Yeah, let's keep Scholes for a minute.
Disregard Lampard.
Yeah, let's disregard Lampard.
Okay.
I love Lampard, mate, but you've just said fucking 6 names there, and all of them are fucking unreal.
Can we start again?
Shall I tell you why I disregard Lampard? Because right now in my head, I think Scholes and De Bruyne have got to be in front of him. Then I hear Gerrard, and I'm like, right, which one do I take out? I think it'll have to be Scholes. So I'm on Scholes and De Bruyne at the moment. So go again.
That is like...
Fuck me, this is going to be hard, mate.
Yeah, so David Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Fernandinho, Juan Mata, Roy Keane, Patrick Vieira, and N'Golo Kante, and Claude Makelele.
Fuck. Right, you've got to have Vieira, haven't you? Surely. He's one of the greatest of all time, let alone in the Premier League.
I know, but like, so is Frank Lampard, so is Paul Scholes, so is Steven Gerrard, so is Roy Keane.
Yeah, but he was part of the unbeatables, wasn't he, Vieira? Not only has he won trophies. I mean, I
can't even get it down to 4.
The problem is like, who I would pick after that is literally. I mean, you could even argue Yaya Toure, mate.
Yeah,
he's not even on your list. He's not even on your list.
I think if we're taking out names of people that have not won the Premier League.
Okay, who do we take out?
Unfortunately, we're going to have to kick Gerrard out of that.
Okay, who else?
That's it. Did one Matter won it with Chelsea? Fernandinho. Yeah.
Right, let's get rid of One Matter because let's be fair, he doesn't even mix it with half those. He doesn't even mix it with half those fucking names in there. So One Matter's gone. Gerrard's gone.
Right. So so you wanted to get rid of Lampard.
We're gonna have to get rid of Lampard, mate, just because I would choose Paul Scholes.
Let me just delete these names quickly, so it can help me out. Right, mate. Lampard, Gerrard.
Monkey's like taking the piss. This is difficult. Monkey, who would you pick? This is ridiculous.
Personally, I would take David Silva out as well.
Yeah, and I think
I'd take Fernandinho out.
Right, I don't think he mixes it with them. So who have we got now?
Now we're left with Paul Scholes, Kevin De Bruyne, Roy Keane, Patrick Vieira, and N'Golo Kante, and Claude Makelele. I would take Claude Makelele out. I think Kante's better than him.
I think Kante's better than Makelele.
So now we're down to 5.
Right, who's the 5?
Scholes, De Bruyne, Keane, Vieira, and Kante.
Fuck me. Who out of those have won World Cups while they were playing in the Premier League? Did Vieira win one in 98?
Was he in the Premier League in 98?
Yeah. Playing for Arsenal.
Well, if he was playing for Arsenal, I imagine he did.
Yeah, Flawless thinks Vieira won a World Cup as well.
Kante did, so he.
Fuck me. So are we going Kante and Vieira and having it all
Kante
French?
and Vieira. Fucking hell.
To be fair, mate, if they won World Cups during their Premier League stint, surely that alone, and they won the Premier League as well.
Yeah.
Would you agree with Vieira and Kante? I don't want to agree with that, but if we're going out on like what they've won and what they've done,
it's so fucking.
I don't want to pick. Do you know why? Right, out of all of those, I mean, I think Vieira has to be in there. So I would get rid of Kante and probably have De Bruyne or Scholes. but it is fucking hard for me.
I don't.
See, Monkey even says, "Nah, not Kante."
So my Man United
also Keane though, mate. I would rather have Keane in there than Scholes. I think
it's a case of what you're looking at in your players.
Yeah. I mean, me personally, I have to have Vieira. I think he probably would go down on most people's list as probably one of the greatest centre midfielders ever. So I think that our problem is we need to pick one of those other fours to play alongside him. And
should we go back to the trusty coin?
So who have we got left? We've got Keane, Scholes.
We got Keane, Kante,
De Bruyne,
Scholes,
and
De Bruyne.
Kante. Do you know, out of Scholes, Keane, Kante, and De Bruyne, out of those four, mate, I'd have to disregard Kante.
So here's where I'm going to differ.
Okay.
Because I think Kante won the league for two teams. He literally carried two teams on his back the season they won the league.
Did he win it for Chelsea as well, did he?
Won it with Chelsea, yeah.
And
Leicester.
Has he definitely won it for Chelsea?
Pretty certain he's won it with Chelsea.
So that's won it with Leicester, which, let's be fair, mate, I'll agree with you, carried Leicester.
Let me go by champions.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there, Flawless. I would definitely say that Kante over KD.
Yes, he won it the next season.
Right,
so
mate, it's a no-brainer then. Surely it's got to be Kante and Vieira.
I can't disagree.
With World Cups as well. World Cups. So Vieira won the World Cup and the double with Arsenal, and he was part of the unbeatables, 49 games. Then you got Kante, who won it with Leicester, that should never have won the Premier League.
Right, he won the 5001, and let's face it, he made Morgan
and won the fucking World Cup as well. You can't disagree with those two players, can you? While they were in the Premier League as well.
Yeah.
I don't think that you can. I don't think you can look past them, can you? As much as I'd love to argue it, mate, because I'd love to put Scholes in there, I'd love to put Keane in there, because I think they're both been. I think that Man United era with those particular players, you know, like your Nevilles, your Butts, your Scholes, Beckham, Ronaldo,
Keane. I mean,
you know, that team with United,
Michael Carrick that could go in there as well. You know,
Michael Carrick.
But, you know, it's so hard.
He doesn't even mix it. He doesn't mix it with those names. He's like Juan Mata, isn't he? He just doesn't mix it with those names.
You know, as much as you can, but you can't look over the fact that, as I say, Kante won the league 2 seasons in a row.
Who did Cantona? Where did he play? Was it central midfielder up top?
He was more of a striker, wasn't he, Cantona?
He's another one that, you know.
I didn't even put him down in the strikers.
But mate, another fucking unbelievable player.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Let's agree with, because we've made a decision now, mate. We've gone with obviously the fact that they won World Cups and they won Premier Leagues. Kante won 2 Premier Leagues with 2 different teams. I think to help us a bit easier,
is because of De Bruyne's injury problems over the you know.
Well, I'd have to agree with Monkey on what he said in the sense that yes, Kevin De Bruyne is a world-class player, but what we've got to remember, mate, is he's not won a World Cup. So when you look at the other guys we've got there, he's not. Oh yeah. He's not won a World Cup. He's probably not even got close. He's not even got to a semi-final was as close as he got. Yeah. But did City win it that year? Yeah, City won it last year, didn't they?
City won the last 2.
So
he was part of the City Centurions, which doesn't help us either. But I would take De Bruyne out just because of how much he's had over injuries when City have won the league anyway.
Yeah, and I would massively agree with Monkey in the sense that there's no shadow in my mind that Kevin De
I would
Bruyne
say
is a
he's
world-class
He's
player.
possibly the
but
best attacking midfielder in the world right now,
yeah,
but he's not a
I
Premier
don't
League
think.
great
Yeah,
yet.
I would
Yet.
I would massively agree. Yeah, I'd agree with you there, Jakey. I'd agree with Monkey on what because he pretty much said the same thing first. So yeah, I agree with that. So we're gonna go. I don't think that's how you spell Vieira, but we're going with it.
I got F what? Viera. That's how I spell it.
That's what I've got. So,
That'll do.
mate, if we're both spelling it the same way, then we're going with it. And Kante. Now, I've got to be honest, mate. Out of all those names, I thought that we could disregard Kante, but when you actually say it like that, I didn't realise that you won it back to back with two different clubs, and obviously a World Cup winner as well while being in the Premier League. I don't think you can fucking, like you say as well. He carried both sides to that, which is what baffles me when fucking Matey Boy's trying to play him as a cam. What's that all about? Kante is not a cam.
Well, Flora seems to disagree with us, and he says it's EI for Vieira.
EI.
Patrick.
EI.
It's IE. Hang on.
VIE.
It's VIEIRA.
I thought there was another I in there, but I weren't 100% certain. I didn't know where the fuck it was. So VIEIRA, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, now we know that we're happy on strikers, so let's just whop them in. And
But
then...
before we whop them in, shall I go through my shortlist?
Why not? Why not? So Monkey can have a little listen, and whoever else is listening. I don't know how many people are watching because I've had to minimise my chat.
Well, I think it's just me and Monkey. The striker list I've got, and I missed another player off that I thought of afterwards. But we got Alan Shearer, Thierry Henry, Sergio Aguero, Wayne Rooney, Dennis Bergkamp, Dimitar Berbatov, Luis Suarez, Jamie Vardy, Harry Kane, and then the name I missed off was Fernando Torres.
And Cantona.
And Cantona, yeah. But for me and you, we both agreed on this. Well, you said to me, there's no choice, there's no debate in the strikers.
No, I don't think there is. For me, and do you know what, Monk? Do you know what, Jakey? I actually thought you were going to debate it with me. When I said there's no debate in the strikers, you've got to have these two. I was like,
you didn't tell.
No, I didn't tell you. You sent them back, and I was like, fuck me. He's just picked the same two.
There's only one debate, and I think he's still got a couple of seasons before he can get too close to them, and that's Aguero.
I agree with that because I think Aguero is fucking insane.
Oh yeah, but the two strikers has to be Shearer and Henry.
Yeah, I'm with Shearer and Henry, and I think aren't they both the top goal scoring strikers? Anyway,
I don't know if Henry is because.
Do you know what is funny about this, Jakey? Right, Shearer is the only player that makes it in our team that has not won the Premier League. Oh, he won it with Blackburn.
Won it with Blackburn. Yeah.
Won it with Blackburn.
Because I was thinking the same, and I was like, oh no, yeah, he did win it with Blackburn.
He won it with Blackburn.
So actually, there's another. Oh wow. So there's another name we didn't miss off. We missed off of the strikers. Andy Cole.
Dwight York.
He's not. So in the top 10 goal scorers in the Premier League history, is Alan Shearer, number 1, Wayne Rooney, number 2, Andy Cole, Frank Lampard, Thierry Henry, Sergio Aguero, Robbie Fowler, Jermaine Defoe, Michael Owen, and Les Ferdinand.
Michael Owen's another shout. Les Ferdinand's a good shout and all.
If you want goals to game ratio, the two highest goals to game is actually Sergio Aguero and Thierry Henry.
Aguero's gonna be, mate. I think Aguero is gonna take out Shearer. I don't think anybody would probably look past Henry, or not for a while anyway. But I think Aguero's
Shearer
gonna be in there.
is the top scorer in Premier League history.
I
don't forget anyone, mate. Personally, and it's possibly harsh, but I would swap Henry for Aguero.
Well, there you go. Yeah, that's a fair opinion.
If a couple of seasons time, but yeah, there we go.
Fox in the box, wasn't he? Right. Hey! That goal he scored against United against fucking Barthez. Woo.
He's never played on the World Cup whilst
He is. We didn't even
when-
put him in our fucking keepers. But Barthez is a shout.
No, I was talking about Henri, but no, he didn't play for Arsenal then, did he?
What, when he won the World Cup?
Yeah.
When did they win it? When did... Yeah, he was playing for Arsenal in 98.
See, I thought he signed
Sure
in
he was.
2000. Thierry Henry, where is he?
Might have been 2000.
99. You signed in
99.
99, so it would have been the season after.
Season after the World Cup.
Yeah.
That is a fucking good team.
I think there's no real debate on the manager. If we were going
No,
to do
Ferguson all day long.
I was going to say you can't get past Ferguson.
Ferguson all day long, mate. There's no if, buts, or maybe. I mean, the amount of trophies, titles he won with one club is phenomenal. And let's be fair, the last trophy he won with a very, very average United team, I think has to be one of the best ones that he's won, just because of how average United were. But he got average players to play like world beaters. And I think that's not Aguero over Shearer. You shut your fucking chimpy face, you. Well, that's fantastic. I am just going to go and get my sweeties because that deserves a victory to sweet. Bear with me.
That's such a good team.
I couldn't see him for looking then. Right. Well, that was delightful. I think that's very good, mate. Do you know what? We've got it down on record, so we can always go back. If anyone ever says to us, "What's your best Premier League team?" We can just come to this, and be like, "This is mine, mate." What are you looking at now?
Hang on.
That is a filthy side, right?
There we are.
Okay. It's a filthy side. What was that?
I just took a screenshot of it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a disgusting side, but it's
It's like fucking Jakey's FIFA side last year.
How many Premier League titles is in this team? Like,
oh, I don't know, oh, mate. How many are there actually? So Cole must have won it at least 3 or 4 times.
well, Cole we said won it 4 times.
Company's won it what, 2 or 3?
Oh, Company's won it.
4? You reckon 4?
Give me a sec.
So we've got. It's a good shout actually. Curious.
Champions.
I'm curious to know how many fucking titles are here.
Company's won it 4 times.
4.
John Terry's won it 1, 2, 3, 4. Was he there in 16, 17?
Pretty sure.
5 then for John Terry.
So he moved in 17, 18 to Villa.
Yeah, so hang on, let me get John Terry up quickly.
And then this season he's co-managing with Lamps. No.
Still at Villa. He's a coach at Villa. He left Chelsea in 2017.
Yeah, so yeah, he would have been there then, wouldn't he?
Yeah, so he's got 5. So Cole's got 4. Compton's
9,
got
10, 13 so far. Neville.
Oh fucking! When did he first play for Man United? Give me a sec. Neville.
I reckon he's gonna have 6.
Gary Neville. So his first appearance for when was it? Hang on, let me find his first appearance for Man United. Career stats club. 90. Well, let's go 94, 95. That was when he was more of a regular. So 94, 95, and his last season was 2010-11. So he won it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times.
So we're up to 23.
23. That's just the back. That's just the back four.
Mate, that side there.
Oh fucking hell!
That must be 40 plus fucking titles there.
Shearer's got 1. Kante's got 2. Vieira's got 2. Ronaldo had about 3. Giggs would have had about the same as Neville.
So 10.
Well, he started 2 seasons. He started in the first season.
So probably 12 then for Giggs.
So he's looking at 12. Schmeichel was probably got 4, maybe. Henri got 1.
Pretty sure he only won it. Yeah,
he only had the 2004 one, didn't he?
Pretty sure he did, yeah. Yeah.
Oh no, he would have had 2001, 2002. So he would have had 2. So yeah, you're looking at a good 40 odd.
About 40 titles in that team. I mean, that says it all there, doesn't it? That's got to be it then, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you can't. Fucking hell.
Well, that was really fun. I enjoyed that.
Oh, it was great fun.
I enjoyed that. Considering we literally had to go for a backup plan and we went with this.
Well,
I'm sure...
considering my short list of names I come up with on a 20-minute bus ride.
Yeah. Right. Now, oh shit.
We coming to that time of the week again.
Oh, what? Where Jakey beats me?
Oh, hello. Oh, yeah. I see what you're all shitting about now. Somebody forgot to remove the text.
It'll take a little while. Hold on. Ronaldo's gone.
I just so I thought, last week I let Chewy have a win.
A fluke,
let him have a nice win. And you got a few points on me, but then I thought, I can't be arsed with this anymore. I'm just gonna fucking win again.
And lo and behold, that's what happened.
I can't. Wow. It was only one game I didn't get 2 points on.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I like. Do you know, mate? We were before the Scotland, Kazakhstan, and Wales Hungary game. We were 7-0.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we were 7-0
last night.
It was literally last night, and you just literally wiped the floor with me last night. We were 7-0 prior to last night's games. Because I remember putting them in. I put all the scores in on Monday, and I was like, "Oh shit, I can't do the last 2." And then literally last night, mate, you wiped the floor with me. So we were 7-0 last night.
I tell you what, I was there. I was looking at them last night, and I'm like, what did I? Because I've overwritten my scores to send you my predictions.
Right.
So I just delete my predictions each week.
Yeah.
So I look at them to try and work out sort of roughly how many points I've got. I never remember what yours are. And I was there like, I'm sure I had 3-1 for Scotland, Kazakhstan, and I thought I had 2-1 for Wales, Hungary, and I saw that Wales won 2-0. Scotland, Kazakhstan was 3-1. I was like, oh, that's a nice few points.
But yeah, absolutely smashed me out of the water. There's not really much else to talk about on this, is there? In the sense of like,
England were dominant.
Apart from England were fucking ridiculously very good.
Montenegro were fucking dreadful.
They were rubbish, mate.
Oh my word. I
watched that game, but I didn't watch the Kosovo game.
Kosovo game was really boring right up until Rashford come on.
Oh, there you go.
Obviously I didn't watch any of the others, but with Wales' 2 wins, something I backed him on and you didn't.
To get through.
Wales qualified to Wales qualified to
And don't Northern Ireland play a qualifier as well?
I don't fucking know.
Apparently Northern Ireland are also playing a qualifier, I think, mate. I think Scotland are out, if I remember rightly.
Scotland are out, I imagine.
Well, it's because half their players are fucking always poorly.
Well, I mean, they managed to win the last 2 games, I suppose. McGinn was on fire for them.
Yeah, he got informed, didn't he, this week?
Also, say Kiefer Moore scored for Wales again.
Oh, did he?
Set up Aaron Ramsey's second against Hungary.
Oh, there you go.
Local boy.
Fair play, Kiefer. Well, he's not local, is he? He plays for Wales.
No, he was born in Torquay. It's just he's got Welsh parents or something.
Did you see it? Did you, Flores? I didn't watch the Kosovo game. I watched the Montenegro game, but
Oh, it was fucking boring. Because
Em even watched the Montenegro game, mate. She loved it.
I'm not surprised we won 7-0.
Oh, she loved it, mate. Loved it.
I was laughing at their defense. I'm not gonna lie.
I was like, oh, babe, you
I
can turn
wasn't
it.
celebrating the goals. I was just laughing.
Yeah, I was like, oh, babe, you can turn it off if you want because I can put it up on here. Kept it on, she did. All the way through, 90 minutes.
But yeah, the Kosovo one was a dire game. Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't watch it then if it was that pants.
As I say, England scored the last 3 goals in the last 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
It scored the first one around on the 30th minute, something like that.
They're tricky little customers though, Kosovo. Who finished second in our group?
They lost to Czech Republic. Had they beaten Czech Republic
are second, aren't they?
Yeah. I think Kosovo get a playoff though because of how well they did, and I'm pretty certain they said they got a playoff.
Happy days. They deserve it, mate. They're a tricky little customer, they are. Right, yeah, so not much point talking about too much else, apart from obviously we got the points total there. Jakey's like very, very ahead.
28 points.
But we're not even halfway through yet, so things can change. I'm going to say that every week until like week 38.
Well, you got to think, I've got 5 points here. It's 28 points. You're looking at 6 weeks and you can be in front of me.
Yeah, that's it. You never know. So,
chanced me last week as well. I got fucking nothing. You got loads.
Yeah, I did get quite a bit last week. I caught up quite a bit last week, didn't I? Yeah. Right, fixtures this week. Back to the Premier League. Woo! Generally happy the Premier League's coming back. Right. So as usual, Jakey, I'll say them and you follow up, buddy. So first game.
My prediction was made before the sack of Pochettino. And then hiring of Mourinho.
Mine wasn't.
So cheating over it.
Well, still the same outcome.
But either way, West Ham are on a slump anyway, and
yeah,
I imagine Tottenham were going to beat him, so I went Tottenham 2-1.
I've gone Tottenham 2-0. I agree with you, mate. I'd be very surprised if West Ham beat him, regardless of the appointment of Pochettino and the loss of Pochettino and appointment of. So I've gone 2-0 Spurs. I'll stick by that. Arsenal versus Southampton.
Southampton. To put it in easy terms, shit. They did give Man City a good game though a couple of weeks ago, so I imagine and they gave Man United a good game.
Just him flawless message, leaving Kane unmarked from set pieces. Good defensive decisions.
That was Montenegro's game plan.
Yeah, good work.
Funny that. They give Man United, so they might give a good run out. Danny Ings, I think, scored a couple of big goals this season, so maybe Southampton might get a goal, but I think Arsenal should win. Should be in the operative word 2-0.
I've gone 1-0. I'm with you, mate. I think Southampton have been terrible this season. And let's be fair, I think Emery needs this to save his job. Interesting. Anyway, I still would rather Arsenal win this one. Thank you very much. Bournemouth versus Wolves.
They're both interesting teams, and you never know what's going to happen with these two teams. But I think it's going to be an interesting game, but it's inevitably going to be a 1-1.
I went 2-1 Bournemouth purely because of the fact they're at home. But this could go.
Oh, it could go anyway.
Draw, 2-1 Wolves, 3-1 Wolves. Could do anything this game. It's such a hard one to predict, to be honest. It could do anything. But I've gone 2-1 Bournemouth. Brighton versus Leicester.
Leicester are flying. And 3-0 to Leicester, that's why.
I've gone 2-0. Again, I believe they're flying, mate. I can't see past Leicester right now. Palace versus Liverpool.
Palace is always a bogey team for Liverpool.
Agreed.
Which is why I've gone with the 2-1 instead of something like what you've gone.
Well, I've gone 3-0, but I actually think that this could quite easily go 1-0 Palace. Like, they are, like you say, a bogey team, especially at Selhurst Park against Liverpool.
For Liverpool, they always have been, and it's always been their sort of result.
So they have always been the catalyst to their failure.
Oh, yeah. They're the ones that started the... they had a 3-goal comeback, didn't they, against Liverpool?
Yeah. And then that was it, mate. They lost the league from that point on.
And they lost their heads and lost the league. And then I'm pretty certain they drew with Liverpool last season at home.
I think you're right.
which also didn't help. Well, Liverpool only lost the league by 1 point, didn't they? So.
But yeah, I've gone 3-0 only because Palace haven't been amazing this season, but they're very up and down at the moment. They're not like horrendous. They're not no Watford and West Ham, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Everton versus Norwich.
I think Everton are starting to pull themselves out a little bit.
A little
bit, and Norwich are downhill very fast.
No, she's still got Pucky, actually.
I'm hopeful, but you know. Yeah, Everton to win 2-0.
I've got a 1-1 because, like you say, Everton are the one on the way up, but I feel Norwich could pull off a draw here. I've gone 1-0. Watford versus Burnley.
I gone with
Flawless has got rid of Pucky. I got rid of him. I got rid of him a couple of weeks back.
Losing money. Losing money. Yeah, I've gone Burnley to win. I think Watford. Who did they beat? They beat Southampton, didn't they?
Pucky did score for Iceland this break, though.
Finland.
That's what I said.
I think Watford won, but I think it was a one-off sort of win against Southampton. That's why I've gone Burnley to win 2-0.
I've gone 1-0 Watford. Well, purely because they're at home. And Burnley are a nightmare to break down. So I can see this being a 0-0, to be honest.
Tucky lie, to be honest.
The big one this weekend, Man City versus Chelsea.
I have gone with a high-scoring game because let's face it, Chelsea's not got the best defence, and Man City have been having some sort of defensive issues over this season. But I still think City should beat them, especially after losing their last game. They're going to want blood. So
Flawless is giving me shit, mate. I'm converted to the fucking Pucky shit. Okay, Pucky's gone for me too.
So yeah, City to win 3-2.
And I've gone City to win 2-1. I think City are probably a little bit too far away from Chelsea right now, and obviously this is Chelsea's biggest test really since Man United. So they must have some real tricky games coming up then, Chelsea.
Have they played you lot yet?
No. I don't think so.
Why do you want City to beat? Oh yeah, you want City to beat Chelsea. Then chase down Liverpool.
But yeah, I think City will beat Chelsea. I'd like to know what Chelsea's next 8 games are, mate.
Oh, they're going to be having great times because I don't think they played Liverpool yet either.
No, they aren't.
Oh, look, Chelsea fixtures.
I'm going for it.
Oh. Chelsea fixtures, matches. They got City, West Ham, Villa, Everton, Bournemouth, Tottenham, Southampton, Arsenal. They must have played Liverpool then. Oh, they have played Liverpool. They lost 2-1.
Oh yeah, it was 2 weeks ago, was it, or just before the break?
September. End of September.
Oh.
2 months ago.
That's what I said. They got Leicester and then United literally back to back. Oh, they got Arsenal, Leicester, United back to back. Oh, Arsenal, Leicester, Chelsea, Tottenham back to back.
Arsenal, Leicester, Man United, Tottenham.
Mm-hmm.
They might have some Champions League in between that though.
Still, that is a horrible fucking 4 fixtures, mate. Regardless of Champions League in between. That'll probably make it even worse, mate. Can you imagine that's Real Madrid?
Oh yeah. That's a great month. February is looking for them.
Ouch. Ouch.
Oh, it's the end of that's the FA Cup. They'll have an FA Cup game between yours and Leicester's if they make it through.
Okay, Sheffield United versus Man United.
So here's something I pointed out to you that I didn't actually factor in when I was picking mine. So I actually gave you a bonus here, but Sheffield United are actually without Dean Henderson for this game. Because he's actually on loan from Man United, so he can't play against us.
Which was a very, 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 very good point. I still think, mate, that this is one of those teams that could seriously frustrate Man United.
Oh, they will frustrate Man United, which is why I'm hoping Man United squeeze a 1-0 win.
I watched them obviously against Arsenal there, on obviously because Arsenal already played them. And fucking hell, mate, they are a different kettle of fish when they're at home. Pardon me. Oh yeah, see, look, Flawless even forgot that.
Yeah,
Jakey's all over it like white on rice, mate.
To be fair, I forgot. I didn't think of it when I done my predictions. It's only after I sent it, I'm like, oh, hang on a sec, they're not going to have Henderson. So I gave you an unfair advantage there.
Yeah, I used it to my advantage and went 0-0. Aston Villa versus Newcastle.
It should be a goal-scoring one. They're both actually on fairly good form, I think, at the minute. But I think Villa should do them 3-2.
Fair enough. And I've gone Villa 2-1. But you are right, they are both looking pretty good at the moment. Okie dokie. Next up.
It's unbelievable considering one of the teams is Newcastle.
Agreed. Okay. Fantasy Premier League. It is back in its glory. And I've got rid of Callum Wilson this week. And I've put in Jamie Vardy.
Ooh.
Sheffield United haven't used their other keeper. He'll be alright, he's still been training. Yeah, so this was obviously a couple of weeks ago. I haven't actually
made any changes yet. I've just put Salah into the team instead of Pukki.
Fair enough, mate. Yeah, I've picked my team, but
I was gonna make a change, but I couldn't remember who I was gonna sub out. So I don't know what I'm gonna do for the minute.
Oh, Flawless is fucked. Why is that? I got to be honest, Saka's the next one probably to leave.
His spreadsheet.
He lost his spreadsheet. Saka's probably going to be the next one to get binned off because he's now playing in the Europa League games again. So that obviously tells me that Emery's plan is for Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Pepe to be playing as the front three. So with that in mind, I probably will have to get Saka back out at some point. But for now, Callum Wilson's out, Vardy's in. And that was purely because of the fact that Leicester have got Brighton more than anything. And I believe Leicester's next 5 games are are winnable games where Vardy could probably perch.
Oh, mate, Vardy's scoring in any games anyway. That's why Vardy's in mine. I'm tempted to make him the captain.
You guys have got Liverpool and Leicester players, and my City players are playing average.
Well, transfer your City players out and get Liverpool and Leicester players in.
Plus City versus... Take it from the man in second place. Plus City versus Chelsea can be a dead game. Tough fixture. Fair one, mate. Fair one.
In fairness, though, Chewy's still got a fucking West Ham player in there, so...
I have. It's a very valid point, actually.
He was enjoying that sweet there, can you tell?
I might actually get him out for Lundstrom.
Oh, fuck, why did I point it out? Well, they're playing Man United, so you never know.
Who's West Ham got? Tottenham. Oh, I'll leave him in this week.
So why?
I'll leave him in this week. Yeah, so, you know, we've both got Patricio as well.
I've had him pretty much since the start.
I have as well. I had him and Lloris. But I had to get rid of him.
I had City's key. No, I had Alisson. And then Alisson got injured, so I swapped him with Patricio. And I haven't swapped back because I haven't been able to buy Alisson again.
Yeah, but if I do that, we'll have all the same flipping players. Well, at least you can't go down flawless. You'll stay fort forever. You guys have mostly the same side.
That's because they're the best players.
Is it? Well, your back three is completely different to mine.
Well, our defences are completely different. Oh. We haven't got any defenders the same.
And then who've you got in the middle? You've got McGinn, I got McGinn, Mane, I got Mane, but I had Mane first. You've got Salah. I've got Mount and Maddison. You ain't got Maddison, have you?
I haven't got Maddison, no.
Who've you got instead of Maddison? McTominay.
McTominay, yeah. And I've got Salah instead of Saka. And then up top, I've got Pookie instead of Aubameyang.
I mean, Vardy I've bought in, but that's more of a form thing. It's not because Jakey's got him.
Oh.
And I'm pretty sure some of them I bought in first.
Anyway. You had Mane before me. I think you certainly had Mount before me as well.
Yeah, I got Mount in quite early.
I'm pretty certain we both
Madison,
put
I
Patricio
think,
at the same time.
Madison, I think I got him in quite early. Yeah, so you had him first.
I sold him because he wasn't doing too well at the start.
And I think that's when I got him, wasn't it?
And that was when you got him, yeah.
Aubameyang I've had from the start. Abraham I got in a couple of weeks back now. Did we get Abraham in exactly the same week? I'm sure we both had him exactly the same week.
We both got him in the same week, yeah.
Tactical geniuses, I'd say.
I've had Mings from the start, Maguire from the start, and Alexander-Arnold from the start. I only put Lundstram in because I needed some money. I needed a cheap player, and then he was like the cheapest centre-back that was playing at the time. And then it turns out he was a midfielder, so...
I think I had Van Arnold from the start. No, because I had Arnold to start with, and I think I got rid of him for. I can't remember, you know. I want to. I've had Aubameyang from the start and Patricio. I think that's probably the only two actually. Thinking about it.
I think I've had.
Oh no, McGinn. I'm sure I had McGinn from the start.
I've had McGovern from the start. The substitute goalie.
Oh, I've got him now as well because of money.
Yeah, that's why I had him from the start.
That's right. I got Abraham in the same time as you, and me and Monkey got Tamori in exactly the same week as well. Neither you nor him did I confer with or anything.
No.
So that was quite weird.
The only time I conferred with you on any of my teams is when I sent you my team after I did the whole change up.
That's right.
In fact, the only time I sent my team. Well, apart from obviously
Saka, I actually advised Monkey to get. So that one, like, he got in because I said, look, mate, you know, he's starting at the moment. You know, he's doing all right. Give him a shot. He's only worth 4.5 or something like that. I think he was at the time. Yeah, he's not really playing at the moment. I think because Lacazette's back, I don't see him getting a lot of game time. But he's only cheap, and he does come on. So you never know. He might pop up and get a goal if Arsenal are playing someone poor. Martinelli's a shout at the moment as well. But the thing is do you really want to lose a striker for Martinelli who's only likely to come on as super sub? Because let's be fair, he ain't going to start over Lacazette at the moment.
What about me?
He's a really good player, mate. I think that he's just not going to get the game time now, unfortunately, that Lacazette's back. So yeah, he is a decent player. I just don't think he's going to get the game time now. It's like I said to you before as well, Flawless. If you see him start playing Europa League, then it's more likely the case that he's going to come out of the first team. That seems to be how Emery works it. And he is playing Europa League now. He's starting for the Europa League side, so I'd say that he's probably not going to get much from Premier League's minutes from now on. Next up, last but not least, is the table. And I am still in 5th, but I did make quite a bit of headway on Monkey last week before.
I thought I was pulling away, but it turns out actually, well, Claire's only got a few less points than what I did, so.
Claire got more points than you.
That's what I said, isn't it?
Oh, I thought you said less.
Did I? I don't know.
But yeah, you like considering Monkey was gutted because he said I've got 32 points and it's the fucking worst one in the league. He said, how's that happened? He said 32 points is usually a good week. Look at all you lot with 50s. So I said, yeah, fair one, mate.
Yeah.
Last 2 game weeks have been rough for me. But yeah, I made quite a bit of headway on Monkey this week.
You're only 2 points down on it now.
Yeah, but the only thing is obviously I didn't make any headway on you or any headway on Claire. I lost ground on Claire, so it kind of makes no odds. It just seems that me and Monkey are going to be yo-yoing between each other for quite some time.
It looks like me and Claire are going to be yo-yoing for a bit.
Oh, they did bits for you lot.
Well, you know what you do then, don't you?
Get Mane. I think he got
The
rid of
thing
De
is,
Bruyne, though, didn't he? I
yeah,
don't know what
when you
Monkey's
have
done.
a Man City player and you never know what team's going to come in because Guardiola is always chopping and changing.
That's the problem with Man City players. Like, I'd love to have Aguero, but the problem is you don't know how much he's going to play. Obviously, he gets injured
So you
quite a
never know
bit.
if he's going to play. And like, I had Sterling at the start, and it was amazing for me at the start. But like, he would
Yeah,
just
he's done
then
really well, but then
mysteriously just not play 2 games in a row.
yeah, it's weird.
It's like, okay, what can you know? And then I had
He's
to,
like, trust me, Jake, I know. Get
well,
your
you
Man
know,
City players out then.
there was a guy who literally said just never have Man City players in your team because you don't know what team they're going to play.
I think I read that same article actually, mate.
It was the guy who was top after the first few weeks.
Was it?
Yeah.
I had to keep a lookout for Pep's absurd rotations. I don't want the same fucking team than you lot.
Well, if you don't want the same as us, you can't moan when we're getting more points.
And Man City aren't doing anything.
Yeah.
Who else would you have at the moment, though?
Well, you got to look at Leicester players, but obviously we got too many Leicester players for floors to be able to get some in.
Well, Pereira's a shout. He keeps scoring and getting assists.
Same with Chilwell.
Chilwell's a shout. Who else is doing well?
I was tempted to put Chilwell in actually, but I don't know how much he costs.
Tillman's must have got an assist last time because
Tillman's picked up a few points. We're helping him. That's what he's done. He's guilting us into helping him. That's what he's doing.
I'm sure Monkey had Tillman's to start with. Certain he did. Pointless because the positions in the leaderboards wouldn't change. I had Tillman's at the start. I did.
Oh.
I thought he did. Didn't he get a goal? Did he score?
He scored in the last few games, I think.
I'm sure he scored against Arsenal and assisted Vardy's goal. Sure he did.
He scored a couple in the last. Yeah, well, Leicester didn't start off as fast as what they have come out the blocks in the last few weeks. So.
The thing is, as well, Monkey, is just to put it out there, but Leicester's next 5 games are actually looking very, very okay, which is why I've popped Vardy in. If their next 5 games were like Liverpool, Burnley, City, then I would have questioned putting him in. Maybe looked elsewhere to see who else has got who for the next 5 and stuff like that, but it might be worth looking at some Leicester players, mate. There's plenty there still that you don't have to have the same team as us, but you can have players from the teams that you think are going to do well. Just saying, it's up to you. Or you could just let me catch you up and overtake you. That's fine too.
He seems to be on that pattern at the minute.
Keep your team out of his Monkey. Forget it. Forget I even said anything.
In fairness, we got the same amount of points in our team. That there's similarities, but I mean, like we haven't got any defenders the same. And...
Well, I'm sure that we wouldn't have picked up the same amount of points from the same players that we've got, because I'm sure your Lundstrom picked up points, like a fuck ton of points last week out.
Oh, it was the week before he picked up a fuck ton. He picked me up 18 points, and I didn't know I'm his captain. Fucking trud. Yeah.
Aguero's so expensive, mate. The problem is like the amount they swap and change. Aguero is so expensive for that to be a thing.
Which I personally wouldn't have Aguero because the amount of money he costs for someone that's not guaranteed to start every game.
I mean, he's scoring goals, don't get me wrong. But
oh, yeah, I got Lundstrom for about 4.1 as well.
I don't know how much he is now. I think he's more than that. I looked at him. I think he's around 6.7 or something.
Oh, there's no way he's that high. Surely not. Hang on. Tell me how much I bought him for. It did say somewhere. I can't remember how I found it. You can find how much you bought a player for and how much you sold him for.
4.9 he's at.
4.9, yeah.
Yeah. Pereira has got the second most amount of goals, and he's at 6.3.
I mean, Pookie's at 6.7, which is still probably higher than what I bought him for.
I don't know. I was looking at it was 6.9 then. So Pereira is second highest, then Robertson, then that Soyuncu, the Turkish,
yeah.
and then Chewy at 5.7. And to be fair, he got fucking assist galore for England. He did.
Oh, I got Pookie for 6.8. It's now 6.7.
I got rid of mine. I got rid of my Pookie a while ago, so I didn't lose to. I don't think I lost anything on him.
4.1. Maguire's gone down from what I bought him for. Jamie Vardy's already gone up 0.2 from when I bought him, and I only bought him a couple of weeks ago. And Tammy Abraham's gone up fucking massive since I bought him.
Yeah, what's Tammy on?
Tammy is now 8 million, and I bought him for 7. Yeah, I bought him for 7.3.
Mine is saying on mine, mate, sit at 7.6.
That's the selling price for him. So if I was to sell him, it would be 7.6, but to buy him, he's at 8.
Fuck. So what's Vardy then?
Vardy's 9.5. I couldn't tell you how much it was at the start. I imagine it was 9.
It looks like mine's saying 9.6, so I'm pretty sure I would have got him in for 9.6.
If you go into transfers on your app and then tap on them, it tells you how much your purchase price was.
Oh yeah, current price, selling price, purchase price, yeah, all 9.6. Abraham, I got in at 7.2.
Oh, you must have got Abraham slightly before I did then.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got him 7.3.
Bamiyang I had at the beginning. Madison, I got in at 7 million. Mane, I got in at 11.5. Holy shit, his current price is 12.1.
Who?
Mane. I got him in at 11.5.
Jeez.
Mount, I got in at 6.5. He's now 6.8. McGinn, I got in at 5.5. He's 5.8.
I got Mane at 11.6. Salah, I got at 12.5. Salah's actually less than what it was when I bought him.
Oh, really? He's not doing amazing, though, is he?
Mount hasn't changed from when I bought him. McGinn's gone up a 2 million from when I bought. Not 2 million, 0.2 million.
Yeah, same with mine. I'm sure it must have been McGinn we got at the same time then. Sure, it's from the beginning.
I didn't have McGinn at the start. I picked him up as we got on. I can't be replaced with anything.
I've lost 0.1 on Van Dijk.
I can't really replace Pookie with anything.
You got no money in the bank?
No, I've got money in the bank, but there's just not much I can replace him with.
How much is Pookie?
The best I can probably get is the two Burnley strikers, Barnes and Wood.
No point then, is there? How much is Pookie? 6.7.
6.7.
How much you'll get for him?
Yeah, that's how much I get for him. I'll have 7.3. The best I can get is Raul Jimenez at 7.3.
Monkey, this is what we've been trying to tell you. I replaced Pookie for a certain someone. But keeping it on the down low, eh, Monkey?
Keeping his cards close to his chest.
Because we're going to care with Tammy Abraham, Vardy, and fucking Aubameyang. Hey, babe. Yeah, I don't think you're going to get anyone, are you? Jakey.
No.
Barnes, Wood, King, Delafelu.
He's not a striker, is he? They put that as a striker on
They
there?
put him on a striker. I wouldn't have him because he's a winger for sure. Wesley.
Yeah, so that's why I kept Pookie for the minute. I'm not going to bother
Ings.
taking him out for the moment.
Albert Lewin. There's no point, mate. All these guys down this end are dog poo, aren't they, at the moment?
Oh, he's got Danny Ings in. Danny Ings seems to be grabbing goals at the minute out of nowhere.
Danny Ings. Hoping Arsenal play shite, or at least Ings grabs a goal. There's always
That's
chance.
what Ings has
Always
Ings
chance.
has been doing. That's what he's been doing this season. Is just grabbing goals here and there. He scored against Liverpool.
Good player, Ings.
Yeah, he got ruined when he signed for Liverpool.
Definitely. Muset. He's only 5 minutes. Sturridge, surprise, surprise, injured. Right, anyway, that's enough from us tonight, I think.
Sturridge
Jakey.
isn't injured. He's just not there.
Where is he?
Well, he's not there. He's not with anyone at the minute, is he?
Really?
No, he's not got a club.
Did they release him? Bournemouth.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Bournemouth.
that. That's who he's here with. That's who he's here with, mate. Got to be the same Sturridge, surely.
Oh, you're thinking of Sam Surridge.
Oh, my bad. Mate,
He's on loan to League One.
He's trying to put him into fucking my team. I don't want Sturridge.
Sam Surridge. He's currently on loan to Swansea City, sorry.
That's not League One, Jakey.
Well, I didn't think he was at Swansea City. I'm surprised because he was on loan to League Two last season.
Was he?
Yeah, Oldham.
They're doing alright as well, aren't they?
Swansea. They're
Yeah,
top,
do.
aren't they? Oh no, are they top?
They're not top. West Brom top. Well, they were top.
I don't think
Yeah,
West
can you
Brom
make me
were
one, babe? I'm
top.
coming off now.
Oh no, they are top, West Brom.
Yeah. They've only lost twice, I think. West Brom.
No, it was because the last game before the international break that I saw was Preston, and Preston went top.
Ah.
Obviously, West Brom then won their game afterwards, so they've won top. And Swansea are fourth. They haven't won the last two.
Pardon me. Right. That is a wrap from us.
It is indeed.
Thanks a lot, everyone, for jumping in. It's much appreciated. And me and Jakey will talk your ears off again next week.
Maybe.
Definitely.